Okay.
Yeah. Let's hear the discussion.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, there ain't a hell of a lot to discussion other than that,
Homestead
Uh,
Act.
yeah, the home, I mean, that bill is in there. Let me say that, I'll start a little bit. The marijuana one passed, that gives some money to the sheriff's department, like $50,000. And if there's money left over, he can do it. With that, I'm gonna have to check and see when that starts. Whether that's this next fiscal year, which it should be. But along with that said, that they already spent that because of the unfunded mandate bill that they put in for detention officers. That's wasn't an optional deal, it's a we shall. So those are the big one. The bill that went to tax extra on the luxury homes and motor homes that Montana set up to do, that everybody registers their vehicles here because we don't have a sales tax, and that's one. They were gonna get into that money for, that was gonna be the one that funds our bridge program to continue the House Bill 536 from last year. So that went through the whole thing, but failed on the last day at 25-25 in the Senate. They tried to get it back out of there 2 or 3 times. They did not. There was a motion to sine die twice that got killed because of that bill. They kept trying to get it through, but it would not make it, and it did not make it. So I, at this point, do not know if there's any other bridge money been found. So our bridge money may be left.
Dried up.
Property tax wise, even they redid 15-10-420. The tax calculation, we get full inflation, but we only get partly of the newly taxable property. And that's supposed to help spread out money to the taxpayers to be a tax break. But with that said, when you do 15-10-420, we get the same amount of money last year plus a little bit, that inflation factor. Always have, always will. If it gets really big, we lose mills. If it goes down, we gain mills. So our dollar amount stays the same. So, ever who gets a break on top property taxes, somebody else pays it. Because it's a finite number. Local government's gonna get their same amount last year plus a little bit. So 2 years ago, the homeowners paid it, and all the big corporations, if they want to call it, ag, all them guys got a tax reduction, or didn't have, not shit went up. So now the houses are getting a tax break, and the same people who got the tax break last time don't pay it. They just go back and forth. Unless there's new money, there's no way fixed property tax, they keep saying. So in the Homestead Act, Homestead is where they're gonna take your regular resident. This year, it's too late to get it, I think, so I think this year they're just gonna give you a check. If you got a check last year, you get $400. And, so going on that's the way the thing's set up. The 95 mil made it through, that is a fixed meal anymore. They changed that whole thing. So 95 meals is stood on there. Anytime you have a fixed meal, property values go up, is an automatic raise of revenue on your tax bill. So they, in one time, they raised property taxes with that one bill. I don't care who says what. But this it all washes through there. Like I said, we get the same amount of money. Taxpayers are gonna be shifted all over the place. And, so financially, Beaverhead County should be neutral. The weird part about Beaverhead County is really always been, how do I say, like a 10% of the state numbers. You know, if they're 500 million, we're 1% of the state budget. Their $500 million taxable value, we're 5 million. So it's always been sort of really unique how that rolls through there when we were doing the 95. Wherever we're at, they're 10 times it. So with that said, the $400 rebate, if you take Beaverhead County and you take a normal property in Beaverhead County, which I'm gonna go back to one of my pieces downtown that my daughter lives in, is a normal piece of property, about $350,000 to $400,000 house. That tax bill on the 95 meal piece is $402. So the state could have fixed this thing with one simple thing, is wiping them 95 meals off of the personal property tax. The state meals.
Here we go again.
No, if they would have took the state meal off of there, it's the same amount as they're trying to rebate back. And that's the state meal that they're responsible for, that if you can make a hell of an argument, why is it even on our local tax bills? So that's the other part about it. So we shall wait till the property tax bills come. I know between now and even on preliminary tax bill time, it's going to be interesting. I've already seen it in the paper that, you know, they fixed or they reduced property taxes. I'm gonna like to see how it all washes out. Some people might see a reduction, but there's gonna be a bunch that don't. So, you know, and if they cut residential property taxes, which is over half of our bill, our mills are gonna go up. Most people don't it sort of translates in it. But state guys are gonna be saying, we cut property taxes, and now see the local governments raising their mills to get more money. That's gonna be the narrative we're gonna have to defend. And our raising our mills goes back to the state law that says we get that much more than we did last year. So that's about it. I can get a long time. Clerk and recorders, you guys did good this year, I think.
Yeah, we did. We got our fees reception bill, went through, which was good. Hopefully that will help GIS a little bit, not much, but a little bit. Because some of it went to state and some of it went to our local GIS. And then some of it will go to records pres. Yeah. And we didn't have too many election bills that were crazy.
Yeah, June 13th is the, what do you call it? The district meeting in Helena, our district meeting will be the first one. I don't think I'm gonna be here. So you aren't either.
No.
So I told Becky to make damn sure she registers, that maybe Dana, if you can.
You'd have to tell me about it, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Mako district.
And you guys,
I'll just forward that district meeting email to you.
I thought,
Tell you
yeah.
about it.
And, but that will be, you know, they're gonna do the recap by then, or to everybody then, to see, the stuff that we look for. If there's any bridge money, if the marijuana money's gonna go to the sheriff, how that might work. The unfunded mandate piece should be in there. They'll do most of the stuff that affects counties, not so much the property taxpayer, but it'll tie together. I may try to catch another one later on down the road, but
Yeah, 'cause that's usually a good one with all the legislative updates on it.
it'll have the stuff that'll affect us directly, so that'll be a good one.
So are there any other big bills that went through that really affects counties or?
No, the ones that got killed are probably the ones the worst ones, that the bridge money, we were trying to, that 536 money from the year ago that was helping so much on bridges, that they were trying to find a way to keep money going into that program. And I have no idea where. I know that was part of the big vehicle tax money they were trying to get there. They tried to steal some of Rebecca's money to do it. That fell pretty big.
Tourism money.
Tourism money, bed tax money, they tried stealing that. They didn't like that much.
tourism outboard, just like that.
But,
Change the times.
that works out a bad, I mean, that's one that they gotta relook at again anyway, I mean, in my opinion. It's a percentage. So that's the conversation we had on our wages that we do. If you always go a fixed rate, it gets weird, but if you go percentage, it grows big time. So as motels rates doubled, that percentage doubled. And just go drive by Bozeman and tell me how many brand new motel rooms there are. So that number is probably, they figure it's climbed from $60 million a year, that it's approaching 150 this year, 150 million raised by that. So that thing is growing
Was there anything
exponentially.
on Airbnbs at all this year in legislature?
As far as taxes, there is, yes. Don't ask me what the hell it is. They're,
I just remember the one Mako conference that we were at, they were saying that counties don't even get any of that Airbnb money from the counties, that Airbnbs that are in the county.
they're residential property.
Right.
They're
So we get
they're classified as residential property. They don't, there's no bracket for Airbnb.
Right.
They don't,
but then when they start charging them bed taxes, that was what the taxes that was meant, that goes to the tourism. So, that's where the 7 months deal come in. If you ain't living in your house at least 7 months, you're a commercial person. Then your taxes will go way up. Or if it's just an Airbnb, it should be a commercial event.
Is that a 3 or 6% thing,
No, they,
or is it a?
like 2.2 or something. They jump up, commercials going 1.9.
Mhm.
It's really valuable, like over $2 million, which maybe, I know a few maybe rental houses
You're
might
looking
hit
at
that
me.
$2 million part, you go to 2.
My apartment house has gone down in value.
2.2, and that's sort of the numbers they're throwing on it, so. But dropping the rate, which they needed to do on residentials, drops the taxable value. Certified taxable values
Mhm.
could go down.
But mills go up.
And I mean, for Beaverhead County, it's probably gonna go down.
Mhm.
For the individual landowners, that's good. For some people, it ain't. I mean, it's just a,
this is circle.
Never ending.
so I think for a year or two, like I said there this morning, I don't think we should increase the budget much this year.
It sounds like overall came out unscathed for the most part.
Yeah, yeah, it's Senate Bill 117, and, keep your ears parked on that one, because that's the one that changed 1510-420.
Has it been signed yet?
And that's where, I mean, that's at least for Beaverhead County, that's the one they picked the ball up, they moved it over here, and then took it here and put it here, and then when it's all got done, it's right back where it started. So it's one they can talk a whole lot about, but didn't do nothing. They've got to get, I don't know, Stacy's gonna try to figure out what this unfunded mandate cost us, so we can yak about it. That's all I know. I still don't think the Mako crew's back to work, they're probably all out still.
Oh, probably
Second.
recouping,
Yeah.
yeah.
Poor Jason don't drink, I don't know what he does, he maybe just goes play golf, the rest of them are golf and drinking, smoking cigars for a while. That's gotta be brutal to do it day in, day out, the whole,
Yeah, they pretty much live at the Capitol.
yeah, just gotta.
I know, we appreciate Shannon, all she does for us, so. She works her tail off for us.
Looks good.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll go back there.
But he coming in.
He's made it, he's made it. by golly. We're up next to a pond.
All right, next item on the agenda, discussion action, appointment to move. Abatement region 2.
I got this and, looked it over, and each of the counties in Region 2, most of them who are appointed. Is that the sheet I had? Yes, it is the sheet I had. Yeah, there. You've got one county attorney who, because there is no public health officer basically in Granite County, or in Broadwater County, there's no public health officer, but the rest of them have some of that effect. So are they have one public health officer for 2 counties, and the thing goes on. But the rest of them, anyway, so I asked this Lilia if anybody from her department would want to fit on this, and her answer was admirable. She said, till I know what's involved, I'll sit on there, and then if I figure one of my staff people can handle it, it's fine. But, anyway, so she agreed to do it. So it's Lilia Gillian Sanchez.
Yeah.
Has accepted the opportunity to be appointed to the Region 2 moat abatement. I think that's Montana opioid abatement team or something like that. So I would like to nominate her to do it I'll appoint her.
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by
It
aye. Aye, motion carries.
was nice of her to,
Yeah, it is.
she's a thinker. There's no doubt about
So
that.
where does that money come, or?
Make
we
sure
like-
somebody knows besides us,
Yeah.
her and that team.
The email says reply back with your, so I can handle that, because I have that
I'll
email.
just give her that.
Yeah, it says,
Just reply
wanted
back.
to touch base, we're still in need of an appointment. Once we receive this information, they can schedule a meeting to discuss the next steps. So I'm just gonna email her back with the commissioner's motion and decide blah, blah, blah.
Give her Livia's contact.
Yeah, I'll probably CC Lilia on it, just so she knows
Yeah,
as well.
do, definitely, 'cause they flood you with
Mhm.
stuff that she could.
Mhm.
A sentence with 2 acronyms, another sentence with 2 health acronyms. So she'd be,
But our slice of the pie is like $6,000, right, a year,
at best,
something like that?
at best. Now, the latest one's $875 we're gonna get or something. So,
Unless we write, I mean, that's why they need this big one, because they got all that money coming in that they do a region-wide grant.
you know,
It's big. Now, that's where these buildings and stuff are coming from.
but once they get a feel for it, and then there was a protest, and it was bent back and forth in court, settled in court, and then Walgreens and a couple of those big, what is it called? It's an acronym again. Drugstore that, if they're around, I'll think of it. They objected to their payment, so they finally got that iron. What's? There's a big one in Helena. There's a common drugstore that's kind of an acronym, so.
CVS.
It is, CVS.
Yeah.
CVS protested, and Walgreens protested their payments. But that's just the way. So,
And where's the money go?
oh, you can apply it to wherever.
Why,
you-
opioids.
Wherever you choose. They choose different projects. It could even go to, what are those Narcan?